And I think we're live. The robots letting
Awesome.
us be live. Episode 49, the one before 50. And we're going to do another codex review. Now, I think this codex has probably been reviewed on other sources and whatnot, but Vic and I thought we were going to do our own run through it. Now, I've been saving myself up. I have not looked at any of the codex. And if you're kind of like me, you don't really have a lot of enthusiasm for reading other army codexes when they come out. I don't know about you, Vic, but like Dark Angels and stuff like that. Do you
hmm
find that you read through every codex, or do you just, to get a bit much?
I quite like a lot of the armies, but there are some armies I just don't find interesting. So,
Yeah,
if they're not meta relevant, I try and avoid reading as much as I can.
yeah, yeah. It's a bit of a weak part of my game, I think, not actually going through and reading codexes and stuff like that. And actually, I find sometimes when I barely even read people's lists when I play as well, but I actually find more often than not, if I do sit down and read through all the enhancements and army rules and stuff like that, it actually yields quite a good amount of information. And actually,
Absolutely.
it's really helpful. It kind of demystifies a lot, which is a big part of Warhammer, I think, as well, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. So, Vic, you've read through this. You
hmm
were a previous Tau player,
hmm
so you are beholden to the old Tau ways of doing things. I am the new spirit, the new generation. I don't know what's good. I don't know what cyclic ion blasters are or crisis suits. So, even if you can't play them anymore, I don't even know if that means anything. So, no. But our goal here is today we're going to read through the codex. I'm
hmm
going to just probably narrate most of it,
hmm
and Vic's going to chime in with a lot of information here as well. So,
Sure. Yeah.
without further ado, now the PDF we're using doesn't have some pages. So, Vic, do you maybe
Yeah.
want to cover those first?
I mean, the key things that it's missing a couple of data sheets, but it's also missing the army rule. And the army
Mm,
rule is probably one of the most mystifying kind of weird
okay.
things about Tau. So the army rule is called For the Greater Good. And it works by using two units. So you work in pairs with your units and you attack a single enemy unit. And you get
Mm,
bonuses for doing that. So the way it works is you have one unit called an observer unit, you have a guided unit, which is those are your two units, and you have an enemy unit you picked, which is a spotted unit. Now the observer unit and the observer unit has to be able to see the unit it's targeting, the enemy unit,
yeah.
and that unit doesn't get a buff. But your guided unit gets +1 to hit versus the enemy unit.
Yep.
And if your observer unit has a marker light, you also ignore cover. And then a lot
Cool.
of other rules link off that. One of the data sheets that's missing is called the Tetra. It's called the Pathfinder, and one's called Tetras as well.
Okay.
Tetras is a Forge World unit. That if that's the observer unit, you get full rerolls to hit. The
Sweet.
Pathfinders have the ability to pick two different units that they can observe for, basically, so they
It's pretty
can
good.
guide two units.
Okay.
And
Is
that's
it
that's basically the army rule.
is it +1 to hit or +1 ballistic skill? I don't actually know.
It is. I think it's +1 to hit.
Okay.
No, it's +1 ballistic skill. So
Okay. Even a bit better.
yeah. So you can link off other +1 to hits.
Cool. Nice. Sweet. All right. Cool. Well, so that's so. Question then: you can use one unit to observe, and it can then shoot after that activation of
Correct.
the spotter and thing is shot. Right.
So your observer unit can still shoot normally, but
Cool.
it can't be guided from then on.
Hmm.
And
Okay, so you can't like link them back.
the only other nuance of it is if your guided unit is shooting a different target, they'll get -1 to their ballistic skill. So they should only be shooting the unit
Ah.
that they're being pointed towards.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. So that barely ever comes up, actually.
Sometimes, in the previous edition, you had these big crisis suit blobs
Hmm.
with 7 models in it or something,
Hmm.
and you wanted to shoot like 3 one direction and 3 in another direction.
Ah.
Then one of those 3 is going to be a -1 ballistic skill if it's
Okay.
guided.
So you can't spot two units for one unit with two
Exactly.
different. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. That's fair. Probably comes up then. Alrighty, some things I recognize. Kauyon, I recognize that
hmm
word. Nice. From the third battle round for the third battle round onwards, ranged weapons have the sustained 1 ability or the sustained 2 if you're being spotted. So from the third turn onwards, you get sustained 2 because I'm assuming anything that you're going to shoot is probably going to be spotted.
hmm
Right? That seems pretty good. That's the classic Tau, isn't it? The turn 3 it all kicks in sort of thing. Okay. Exemplar of the Kauyon. So I guess this is the Kauyon detachment for all intents and purposes, right,
Yeah,
Vic?
the standard detachment. There's two
Okay.
big commanders in Tau. There's one who's
Yep.
a bit more patient and kind of lies in wait and ambushes.
Yep.
That's Commander Shadowsun, and this is her
Okay.
detachment.
Okay. Cool. Nice. Cool. Righty-ho. Exemplar of the Kauyon, so I'm assuming there's an exemplar of the Mont'ka as well.
Mhm.
So is this the existing detachment?
This is,
Or
yeah. So they've
okay,
had a
cool.
few things taken out of it, but it is the
Okay,
same as the index detachment.
cool. Do you want to just let me know what they've taken out of it then, if it's
Yeah,
exactly the
sure.
same?
So the main thing is the stratagems have changed.
Yes. Okay, cool.
In terms of these, it's not so different, to be honest.
Okay.
This is, yeah, this should be
Is there
fine.
any here that you really take a lot?
Yeah, so
Exemplar
both
of
of
the
the
Kauyon.
first two were taken a fair bit.
Yeah.
Because actually the sustained hits 2 on a spotted unit is actually really good. It's a strong rule, but it only kicks in on turn 3.
Yeah.
That first enhancement kicks in on round 2,
That's
which is
pretty
a
sweet.
big
Yeah.
difference.
And then Precision of the Patient Hunter, Tau Empire model only. Each time the bearer makes a ranged attack, add 1 to the hit roll. From the third round, get +1 to the wound roll. So that's pretty
Yeah.
sweet as well. Nice. Must be good
Solid
on like a
number
little
commander.
commander, I guess. You know,
Mhm.
because previously you had cyclic Iron Blasters at strength 8, right? So third battle run onward, cyclic CIBs get +1 to wound, which is pretty much good against
Exactly.
most targets, right?
Now it's
Cool.
worth remembering that cyclic iron blasters are not so prevalent in this
Ah.
codex now. Commanders can only take 1.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Alrighty. Go through some strats. Have these stratagems like completely changed or are
Yeah,
they
they've lost 2 stratagems here.
okay?
They've lost their fire and fade and something else, but definitely the fire and fade is the big
Okay.
one.
So the Fire and Fade is the big one here.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Is there any that what do you know what that one was replaced with?
The first one's a new one.
Oh,
There.
Tempting Trap. Well, let's go through it then. Tempting Trap. I do like myself a trap. Your shooting phase. 1 Tau Empire unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot. This is the first time you use a stratagem. You must also select 1 objective marker that is not in your deployment zone. Nice. Okay. Until the end of the battle, this becomes your trap objective marker. Sweet. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your until the end of the phase, each okay, cool. So you first use it, and when you first use it, you need to select an objective. So
Mhm.
it's quite good because you don't have to use it at the start of the battle. Like the start of the battle, you can actually pick the objective the first time you use it, which is nice.
Mhm.
Each time a model makes a ranged attack that targets an enemy unit within range of the objective marker, add 1 to the wound roll. You cannot use a stratagem during the first and second battle rounds. Okay, that's an interesting one. Quite like that design on
Interesting.
that one, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Full
quite
army
powerful.
+1 to wound in a certain
Yeah.
situation.
Your shooting phase, 1 Tau unit from your army that has not been selected. Until the end of it, each time a model in your unit. Yes, you do select 1 unit that gets add 1 to the wound roll, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
correct.
it's not your whole army. Okay.
And then in turn 4 and 5, let's say you use it in turn 3. In turn 4 and
Yeah.
5, you have to pick the same objective, don't you?
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you just no. I think you use it in your shooting phase, and when you select that objective, that it becomes that objective forever.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, cool. That's pretty strong actually. +1 CP, 1 CP +1 to wound from this first or second battle round onwards. Is pretty
It's
good on an
okay.
objective.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it?
I think I would use that in a lot of armies. I think.
Mhm.
Cool, nice. All right, so the rest of the stratagems are pretty much the same. Now, Mont'ka, this is the new one of the new detachments, right?
So yeah,
All right.
this is a really good one. So Mont'ka matches up to Commander Farsight,
Okay.
was a much more aggressive kind of commander.
Cool. Nice. Let's see some aggressiveness. Killing Blows attachment roll. During the first, second, and third battle rounds, so the other half, so the beginning of the game, weapons equipped by Tau Empire models from your army have the lethal hits ability. That's pretty good. While a unit is guided, have the assault abilities. Oh, okay. Wow. Sweet. So you basically get assault and lethal hits for your detachment ability. Wow, that's significantly better than the guard one. That's pretty sweet. Okay, but it's turn 1, 2, and 3 onwards. After turn 3, after 4 and 5, you just don't have a detachment rule, do you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Carry on
cool.
reading this, Dave. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it. Vic's gonna get some food really quick. Exemplar of the Mont'ka. Tower Empire model only. While the bearer is leading a unit, the killing blow detachment rule applies to the unit in the fourth battle round as well. Okay, that's not bad. That's interesting, but I guess you're gonna hope your opponent's primarily crippled before then, I would assume. Strike swiftly. The next enhancement, Tau Empire model only. At the start of the first battle, before any moves are made using the Scout's ability, before any movements are made before the Scout's ability, you can select up to 2 friendly Tau Empire units within 6 inches of the bearer that do not have the Scout's ability. Until the end of the battle, all models in the selected unit have Scout 6 ability. Wow, that is really good. Holy. Jeez. So you get to do the semi-world eater part where you can select 2 units, which I'm assuming are probably going to be transports, and Scout 6. That's insanely good. Especially because you can do it on you can pick anything depending on the matchups. You could scout a broadside or something really slow, I presume as well. That's really good. Select up to 2 friendly Empire units within 6 inches of the bearer. That's interesting because you could actually infiltrate a unit within 6 of that bearer and then pre-game them backwards as well. Wow, that's pretty strong. Strategic Conqueror, next enhancement. Tau Empire model only. At the start of the first battle round, before this first turn begins, select one objective marker. While a friendly Tau Empire model is within range of the objective marker and the bearer is on the battlefield, add 1 to the friendly model's OC characteristics. Wow, that is really good too. Okay, another probably... This is an S-class stratagem, I think, definitely. This is probably not going to get played as much, Exemplar of the Mont'ka. Maybe it does. Strategic Conqueror, I think you would always take. That seems really good if you've got anything with cheap OC on it. Insanely good. It depends on the points, I guess. Coordinated Exploitation. Tau Empire model only. While the bearer is leading a unit, each time that unit is an observer unit, so you're not the one shooting, until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by the models in their guided unit have sustained 1 while shooting is spotted. That's interesting. I wonder what you would put that on Tau Empire model only, though, as a character only. Maybe there's like an untargetable thing that you can use with that. That's interesting, because it has to be a character as well, I assume, but probably not as good. It seems good, but probably not as good. These two seem really good, and they seem to synergize really well together as well. Pre-game move, and then +1 OC. Yeah, super nice. Wow, that seems pretty strong. Cool. I mean, some armies don't even have 1 good enhancement. So to have 2, and then that are probably S-class, and then 2 that are still very playable is a great start. Although I don't think you usually want to load up too much on enhancements. That's just me. All right, Pinpoint Counteroffensive. Cool name. Any phase. It's good. 1 Tau Empire unit, excluding Kroot. I think everything here is like excluding Kroot, so there's not much Kroot love in this one. From your army that's just destroyed, you can use the stratagem even though it's destroyed. Right. Until the end of the battle, each time a Tau Empire unit from your army makes an attack against that targets the enemy unit that just destroyed a unit, you can re-roll the hit roll. Not terrible. It's actually one of the better situational strats, I think. 4 re-rolls to hit is pretty sweet. In addition to that, it was just destroyed, and it's any Tau Empire unit that's destroyed. So if you're up against I don't know, repulsor executioner or something like that, and they just they kill like 10 little dudes that don't do anything anyway, or you could actually charge one of your small units into his unit or into your opponent's unit. They could then get destroyed. Then you can pay 1 CP to get +1 to hit against it. Right, I'm going to catch you up, Vic. There's some pretty good enhancements.
Man, this is such a good detachment.
The pre-game 6 for 2 units seems really good, obviously. And then obviously the +1 OC, I'm assuming on something that they have like little 10-man squads, is going to be really good.
Fantastic. Wow. Both offensively and defensively. Amazing.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, so this is the... both of them are great, offensively and defensively. What I was saying is, maybe if there's an infiltrate unit, you could infiltrate it within 6 inches of your bearer, and then you could then select that as the pre-game unit as well. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, you can, absolutely. I mean, the premium infiltrator is one of the data sheets that's missing, is Pathfinders, who have infiltrate and scout built in anyway. Okay. They're amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Man, I personally don't think they should ever print units that have infiltrate and scout move on them. I think that's a bit of a bad combo.
It's very strong.
We see it with scouts, and scouts could almost have 0 loadout. They could all have like 2 attacks with no AP, and they would still get played just as much.
Have you read any of the strategies?
We've just got on the Pinpoint Counteroffensive.
Oh my god, how good is that?
That's great.
That's nuts.
Yeah, 1 CP. A lot of the other... What is the other army I played that had... I think the Necrons had one, where if you destroyed a Necron unit, you could get +1 to hit and wound against that enemy unit. That was okay, but this is great because you could charge your little chaff units into one of their big units, and then they kill it in your turn. Then you get +1. Then you just use it. So it's like, okay, cool. You can now force your opponent, if you charge really small stuff against a big melee brick on turn 1 or something, then you just get reroll.
Yeah, and remember, you've got lethal hits in this detachment as well, so reroll hits synergize as well. Yeah, you just got to watch out the Kroot. You can't do it on a Kroot unit.
Okay, yeah. That would seem a bit maybe too strong. A lot of the stuff I realize you can't use on Kroot, because Kroot is really easy to kill, right? So there's going to be one little tiny thing that you can just charge and then proc.
There's loads.
That's pretty sweet. Aggressive mobility, movement phase. one Tau Empire unit that has not been selected to move this phase. Okay, that's weird. Until the end of the phase, if your unit advances, do not make an advance roll for it, which is even better because you're not using a roll, so roll modifiers don't apply. Instead, add 6 to the move characteristic of your unit. Wait. If your unit advances, do not make an advance. Oh, so you're still technically advancing.
Yes, but you're not making an advance roll, so it's just
cool.
plus 6 to your move, basically.
Okay, cool. I was wondering whether or not that was like you don't even count as advancing, but yeah, you have assault weapons.
You have assault, right? So, yeah, exactly. This is amazing strat.
Yeah, just straight up flat advance 6.
2 for 2.
We've obviously seen that. Yeah, that's good. Focus. 2 for 2 right now. A little bit more situational on the pinpoint counteroffensive, but I think it's still really good though. Because your army getting rerolls to hit and on an independent unit is going to be really valuable. Actually.
For your whole army, yeah, that's going to come up a lot, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good thing to punish big units as well, right?
Yeah, and also because what it does is it means that you don't need to guide that unit. You can kind of more independently shoot that without having problems.
Yeah, nice. 2 for 2 already in the Mont'ka detachment. So far, the front runner. Focused fire. Start of your shooting phase. 2 Tau units from your army that have not been selected to shoot, and 1 enemy unit. Cool. 1 CP for this, which already seems good as I read it. Until the end of the phase, each time a model either of your units makes an attack. If it only targets the enemy unit, of course, and eligible attack. When resolving, improve the AP by 1. That's really good. Wow. And the 4th and 5th. So turn 1, 2, and 3, 1 CP plus 1 AP for 2 targets against a target. That's really good considering Fields of Fire was 2 CP, but army-wide, but would usually hit 2 things. That's a win. Nice. 2 stratagems already that are really going to hamper down big units. 1 CP on that one as well. Really nice. Yeah. Battle tactic as well. Battle tactic on... What? Why are there battle tactics?
4 of them.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Don't spoil it. But man, if there's a free battle tactic, then geez, that's pretty good. But it does get hit by the Calidus Assassin, which is notable.
Correct.
So most of stratagems would get hit by a Vik. So Vik already seeming quite good against that. All right, your shooting phase. This is called combat debarkation. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Is that a word?
Like disembarking, but I think it's the
de-embarkation.
The verb.
But yeah, your shooting phase. 1 Tau infantry, Tau Empire infantry unit. There's disembark. Well, it probably has to be an infantry to be in a transport. Until the end of the phase, each time your model targets or attacks closest enemy unit, reroll the wound roll. What? That's good. Holy, that's strong.
Let's go.
Wow, that's 1 CP. Wow, that's really powerful. Okay, wow, that's really good. A winner, chicken dinner there as well. Okay, Pulse Onslaught. It's 2 CP, so I already know this one's going to be bad. Surely, yes. Your shooting phase. It's got a bad name as well. You know when you read something, you're like, yeah, that's probably bad.
Yeah, they couldn't be bothered. They ran out of ideas by this one.
Yeah. Your shooting phase. 1 Tau infantry unit is just shot. Until the end of the phase, you're shaken. -2 to move, subtract in advance. Fuck, that's actually not bad either. Damn. All right. That's you select hit by 1 infantry unit that's just shot and 1 enemy unit. Okay, so you can't split shot and do it. It's situationally not a terrible ability.
Yeah, quite cool.
But I mean, 2
You've
CP
got
is going to be
too many good strats there, haven't you? To save for that one.
Okay, but situationally, if there's a big Terminator unit or something, hey, -2 to advance charge and thing. It's pretty good. Okay, last one, counter-fire defense systems. Your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. 1 Tau unit from your army that's just selected has a target of 1 or more attacks. -1 damage. Wow, okay. Okay, so in the shooting phase, you've got 2 CP -1 damage. Now, in Guard, this one almost never got played, so I'm hesitant to say this is really, really good. It is 2 CP, and based on some of these other strats, like aggressive mobility and focus fire, you are going to be dumping, combat debarkation, you're going to be dumping that every single turn, I imagine. So
yeah.
So probably not going to be using those last 2 strategies very much, but 4 out of 6 is a lot better than some armies get, that's
not
for
bad.
Sure. Mont'ka seems like it's the winner so far. Is there more? There's more. Cool.
1 more, yep. Well, there's 2 more technically, but... Yeah.
Okay, cool. Retaliation Cadre, Bonded Heroes is the detachment rule. Each time a Tau Empire battlesuit model... Now, Vic, can you chime in here? What does that cover, battlesuit models?
Crisis battlesuits, Riptides, Ghost Keels, and Stealth battlesuits.
Okay. So the Riptide... okay, that seems potentially good. Each time a battlesuit model in your army makes a ranged attack, targets a unit within 12. Improve the strength and improve the strength characteristic of that attack, and if it's within 6, improve the AP. Wow, that's pretty aggressive, and it's not phase locked. It's not turn locked, I suppose, right?
Yeah, it looks like
Doesn't
it's
seem
just
bad,
whenever. It's not bad.
but it does
Yeah.
only apply to battlesuits, right?
Yeah,
So-
well, this is the one that was shown on Warhammer Community, and it got everyone
Okay.
very excited. So yeah,
Yes, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So this basically entirely depends on how good and viable battlesuits are, as
Correct,
from a
yeah.
points perspective, right? Yeah. Okay. Pure Tide Ingram Neurochip. That is a sweet name. One battlesuit model only. Once per turn, you can target the bearer's stratagem, even if it'd been targeted with a different stratagem that phase. Wow. Is that locked to battle tactic still? That must be locked to battle tactic, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think in the rules commentary, commentary specifies abilities like this have to be used on battle tactics.
Okay, fair enough. Yes.
But having said that, I mean, obviously this codex has come out after that, right? So, yeah, obviously it's way better if you could use it on non-battle tactic. But I think probably intended to be battle tactic. Okay, depends if they have a good battle tactic, right? Okay, Tau Empire battlesuit model. So these are all Tau Empire battlesuit models.
Yeah. So for the commanders, basically.
Okay, right, yeah. I was going to ask, what is the character battlesuit? And that is obviously a commander, basically. At the end of your opponent's turn, if the bearer is not within engagement range of one or more enemy units, you can remove it and put it into strat reserve. That's
Nice.
That's
So
a win.
They deep strike with that as well.
And they deep strike. That's nice. Really cool. And rapid ingress is...
The crisis suits would, but stealth suits, all the other suits don't have deep strike. It's just crisis suits and commanders.
Okay, that's pretty good. At the end of your opponent's...
Oh, but only a crisis. Yeah, that would only be a crisis suit unit there because it's on the character.
Or just a solo commander as well, right?
Or a solo commander, yeah.
The new one is internal grenade racks. Okay. Battlesuit unit only. The bearer has a grenades keyword, not terrible. And each time the bearer ends a normal move, you can select one enemy unit that it moved over. If you do, roll 66 on a 4+, suffer one mortal wound. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I wonder how many points it is.
You can fire and fade with that as well. They have fire and fade in this detachment, so you can double it up.
Each time the bearer ends a normal move. Oh, does fire and fade count as a normal move?
It does.
So you can move over it, zigzag over it.
Yeah, twice.
That's actually pretty good, and you get the grenade keyword. Wow. Okay. So maybe if you're lacking the anti-tank, you can grenade double move over something. That's going to be 9 mortals on average.
That's
pretty good. Prototype weapon system. Battlesuit unit only. Each time the bearer is selected to shoot, so the model only. Either the lethal hits or sustained hits one ability. Select either lethal or sustained hits one. Until the attack's resolved, you get one of those. So, okay, pretty flexible. Nice.
That's a good start.
I really like that internal grenade racks ability. That's pretty good. And the redeploy one seems pretty good as well, right?
Both of those I think are must-takes.
Yeah. And then let's look at the battle tactics to see if there are strategic deploys.
Have they got any? They've got
There's one battle tactic. Okay, so let's just assume that it only targets battle tactics. Okay, fail-safe detonator. Okay, this one seems bad already. The name. Any phase, a Tau Empire unit is destroyed. You can use a strat even if though it was destroyed. Before removing the model from play, if it's deadly demise ability, do not roll for it. Instead, you can choose whether to result is a 1 or a 6. If your model does not have the deadly demise ability, roll 1d6, 4+, they suffer d3 mortal wounds. A 2 CP auto explode. A little bit pricey on that one.
A little bit pricey, but it could be a game winning. You never know.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Stim injectors. I like it how it's got the... I think this is a cool way to do the auto explode. You can choose whether it's a 1 or a 6.
Yeah.
That's cool. Your opponent's shooting phase, stim injectors. Just after an enemy unit has been selected, its targets. One battlesuit unit from your army. You get the 6 upfield no pain ability. This is the old one that used to have, right? Stim injectors.
That's it. Same thing.
Yeah. And in fact, that used to be a war gear upgrade, right? Back in the day.
Even before that. Yeah, well remember.
The shortened blade. This is 2 CP, strategic deploy. One battlesuit, your movement phase, battlesuit unit from your army. 2 CP, 3-inch deep strike, a battlesuit unit from your army.
Very powerful.
Pretty good, but 2 CP is quite steep for that, actually, right?
It is expensive. Exactly. They've swapped it around, so this one's 2 CP in this detachment rather than 1.
Right, exactly, yeah. The Arrowcon protocol, and I think that's a smart move. I don't know if they printed this knowing that the 3-inch deep strike meta had been so impactful, but if they did, and then they saw that 1 CP was a bit too cheap for that, and moved it to 2, I think it's a reasonably smart move. The Arrowcon protocol. So this is the one battle tactic you could supposedly use, I suppose. Or come up with reroll or whatever smoke. Tau Empire battlesuit unit that's not been selected to shoot. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack that targets an enemy unit that contains 6 or more models, you get sustained hits 1. If an attack targets an enemy 11 more models, you get sustained its 2. Actually,
right.
not bad. Not terrible, right?
Basically +1 to hit, isn't it, almost?
Yeah. Okay, not the worst. Conditional, but only battle tactics so far. The Torch Star Gambit, that is a sweet name.
Yeah, this is the best one.
Yes, this is your shooting phase. 1 Tau Empire battlesuit unit from your army that can fly, whose attacks have been resolved this phase. If you're not within engagement, you can make a normal move. So 1 CP, straight up normal move. An S-class stratagem, doesn't matter what codex you're basically playing, right? Every single person, every single army in the game, even if you're playing World Eaters, would probably play this, this ability.
It's also like not, it's quite flexible with the timing. It's not end of shooting phase. It's just during at any point in the shooting phase after they've shot.
Yep. Whose attacks have been resolved this phase. Yes, so that you don't even have to use it.
You still have to shoot, but it's not as flexible as Eldar's one, where you don't have to even have shot. You still would have had to shoot in this case.
But you don't have to use it after your unit has shot.
Correct.
Yeah, so you can actually see how your shooting does and then play aggressive or defensive with it. I mean, really, really good. But it is battlesuit only, so that entirely depends on how good battlesuits are, I'm assuming. Right?
Yeah. I mean, battlesuits are the iconic thing for Tau. So
that's true. So
hopefully
they're good, right? Grav Inhibitor Field, sweet name. Your opponent's charge phase, just as after they've declared a charge, select 1 battlesuit unit. The enemy must immediately take a battle shock test, and you must roll 1d6 for each enemy unit model in that unit. For each 6, you suffer 1 mortal wound. That's not terrible.
I don't know.
It's not great. I think Grav Inhibitor Field used to be -2 to charge, though, right?
Yeah,
which was way better. I thought it was going to be that, but I mean, if they charge a 20 man in, you hit 3 mortals. Battle shock. The battle shock, unironically, is probably the best part of that, right? Maybe if the battle shock, then they can't use the stratagem.
Yes, correct.
They can't flip an objective, actually. That's not bad. Yeah, they can't flip an objective. But yeah, that's not great. So basically, I would say 1 good stratagem here, which is the Fire and Fade.
That's clearly, you build around the Fire and Fade, I think, and the 3-inch Deep Strike. You're probably safe for it.
Yep, 3-inch Deep Strike. Yeah. Are you spamming the 3-inch Deep Strike at 2 CP? It's
no,
tough, but it's really good on turns 4 and 5, right?
Yeah. Pretty strong.
I mean, like later in the game with his less stuff on the board, and a commander can like kill a small unit by himself or something.
And you have that commander who's jumping up and down. Just save him for the end game.
Yeah, they combo nicely, obviously, where you can 3-inch Deep Strike your opponent's home field objective, kill something on it, and then capture an enemy outpost, get on it or something like that. But yeah, nothing, not as good as Mont'ka, I would say. This is one I like. Kroot Hunting Pack. Got him. Nice. I hope this is good. Each time a Kroot model from your army makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll if the target of that attack is below starting strength. Not the worst, okay. Add 1 to if they're below half strength. 1 to. I personally think this is just a boring. I don't like this mechanic in the game in general.
It's pretty rubbish as well. It's not very good.
Yeah, sad. Skirmish fighters. Oh, they get 2 though. Cool. Kroot models from your army have the 6 up and vulnerable save against melee attacks, 5 up against ranged attacks.
There you go.
That's legitimately solid. That's pretty good. Yeah. All right, we're working with something. Kroot Hawk Flock. Okay. Kroot model only, ranged attacks. The bearer's unit have ignores cover, and enemy units cannot be set up as reinforced within 12 inches of the bearer.
Very strong.
That's pretty good. Nice. Good start. Nomadic Hunter. Kroot Tail Shaper model only. What is that, Vic?
They have loads of characters. They have 3 characters basically, which is the next 3 enhancements.
Nice. While the bearer is leading a unit, add 3 to the move characteristic of their model. That's good. And ranged weapons of the assault ability. Pretty good. Not going to complain.
Nice.
Root carved weapons. Kroot Shaper model only. All weapons equipped by the bearer have the precision and devastating wounds ability.
They don't hit very hard.
Okay. Lame. They probably don't have rerolls either. Both Rod Gland. Okay. Kroot Shaper model only. While this is leading a unit, each time the model in the unit makes a melee attack, an unmodified hit roll of 5+ scores a critical hit. Okay. Maybe that's not bad. Maybe you can 2 Kroot Shapers join 1 Kroot unit?
Yeah, there's something on a unit of 20.
Okay, so you can get a unit of 20 with 2 guys and you can crit on 5s.
Exactly. Be right back. Keep going.
Yeah, go for it. All right, Kroot is starting, and we're going to start with Join the Hunt. This is a battle tactic. Any phase, 1 Kroot... I see. This is respawn. 2 CP, you can respawn a Kroot Infantry or a Kroot Hounds. This is, unironically, one of the best. This is the best stratagem in Guard. And respawn stratagems in general have been the best stratagems in the game usually. So pretty good, you know. If there is an army, obviously it's going to revolve around basically using this to the maximum efficiency. So, yeah, 2 CP respawn, Vic. You know,
That's strong.
it's in the past. It's been, you know, well, in the present at the moment, it is the best stratagem in the Guard book by far.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, not bad. That's
Basically,
a good one.
yeah, mini guard.
Yes, cool, loving it. Here we go. Your shooting phase or fight phase, a trap well laid. Love it. Kroot unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight. After your units resolve this attack, select one enemy unit that is hit by those attacks. Until the end of the phase, each time a Kroot model from your army makes an attack that targets an enemy unit, until the end of the phase, right, so shooting phase, unless the attacking unit is battle shocked, add 1 to the AP. That's pretty good.
Nice. Flexible.
Nice. One Kroot unit from your army that is not shot. Until the end of the unit is rolled attack. Select one enemy unit. Okay, so once again, you can't split fire. Cool. All right. Pretty good, but I think the other one where you just lock in 2 units and you get +1 AP against that is probably better. The previous stratagem that we saw, but that was a good stratagem, so I think this is good too. Okay, EMP grenades, cool. Your opponent's shooting phase or the fight phase, stuff an enemy vehicle is selected to shoot or fight. One Kroot grenades unit from your army, which I'm assuming is all of them, with an 8 inches of that vehicle unit. Until the end of the phase, worsen the weapon skill and ballistic skill by characteristics by the enemy vehicle by 1. That's not bad.
That's right.
I don't hate that. That's pretty cool. -1 to hit, basically. Well, it's better than that, ballistic skill. Nice. The Grizzly Feast. Cool. Sweet name. Probably terrible. The fight phase. All right. One Kroot unit from your army that has just destroyed 1 or more enemy units this phase. In the fight phase. All right. That seems unlikely. And your opponent's next command phase, each enemy unit within 6 inches of this unit must take a battle shock damage. If this dude is... Okay, that's terrible. Great. I'm going to put that in the D tier. That seems terrible. A+ for trying, though. Guerrilla Warriors. Movement phase, after a Kroot enemy unit, if an army falls back, that Kroot unit eligible to shoot and declare a charge. 1 CP fallback shoot and charge. Not
Great.
the worst.
On your powerful Kroot units.
Yes. Okay. This obviously depends entirely on how good these Kroot keyword units are. Okay. Hidden Hunters. Now, unfortunately, all of these stratagems are locked to Kroot, so you can't play like a battle suit and still use one of these on it, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay. Hidden Hunters. Your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. 1 Kroot unit is selected by 1 or more of those attacks. Lone Op. Pretty good. 1 CP Kroot Lone Op.
Very powerful.
I mean, if Kroot are really good, then I could see this being really powerful. But I suspect that Kroot are probably quite bad. All right. On to the drones. Do you want to quickly blast through this, Vic? Is there anything that's really changed?
Yeah, man. So drones basically are not models anymore. They're just kind of upgrades that you take. War gear, basically. Mm-hmm. The key one is the gun drone there. The gun drone gives you assault. And the whole unit basically gains assault for doing actions and stuff.
So this counts as like a weapon that it's equipped with, basically.
Exactly.
And because it has the assault keyword, you get the assault. Nice.
Exactly. So the bearer additionally gets that kind of gun drone attached to him. Marker drones are useful because you can advance and then be an observer unit. Normally, you can't be an observer unit if you're not eligible to shoot. You have to be eligible to shoot. But with a marker drone, you can do that.
But couldn't a gun drone... So gun drone is just strictly better than a marker drone, right?
Yeah, but interestingly, the marker drone will give you the marker-like keyword, which means when you're an observer, your spotted unit will get no cover.
There we go. Nice.
The shield drone gives you +1 to your wounds characteristic. They've cut down a bit on taking duplicates of drones because most of the models can take 2 drones.
Yes, I remember.
So now you've got a bit of a mix and match between them.
I think we all have... We all have memories of playing with shield drones, don't we? Pass off to my shield drone. 4 up.
The Guardian drone is very important because there's one particular battle line unit called the Breaches, which can take a Guardian drone, which gives the whole unit -1 to be wounded.
That's how they get it. I didn't know that because no one ever played the Guardian drone alongside it. I always just thought, man, these Breaches get -1 to wound. That's quite
That's it.
Cool, nice, awesome. So that's for the detachments. Vic, what do you like in the look of? And what do you think is like by far the standout one?
Well, a lot of people were really excited about the Retaliation Cadre, but I think I'm quite similar to you, Dave. I saw your reaction when we read Mont'ka, and that looks clearly the best to me.
Whew, that is spicy.
by a fair gap as well. And the thing is, as we read through the data sheets, like it'll be really interesting to see what your thoughts are and what synergizes well with it. But in my opinion, it's quite intuitive, the list building for it. So Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
I'm liking the look of the old Kroot one, mate.
Oh
It's
yeah, you're gonna do a little Kroot army. Get the
I'm gonna
3D
try
printer
it.
going.
But I agree that the Mont'ka one seems really good. It seems like it's got the best combination of stratagems and enhancements. It's got like S tier enhancements here. The pre-game move 6-1 is absolutely S tier. Pre-gaming is so good, it's not even funny. Like that's a big part of the reason why Kaskin and Guard are so strong is the pre-game movability. And then the Strategic Conqueror it seems really good. In fact, all of these seem really good. I mean, you could take all of them, but usually I find that you don't want to spend that much on enhancements. But I could just see Strike Swiftly being taken, and if Strategic Conqueror is too expensive, maybe not even take it if you've already got OC 2 units, which I think will.
Assault is just huge for this army. So having full army assault and also having
And you
lethal
get
hits and the
and the
amazing
flat
strats.
six.
Oh,
Yeah. Oof,
fantastic.
spicy. And the thing I really like about this attachment is that it doesn't lock in anything into you playing a certain type of unit, right? It just affects your whole army, and it doesn't matter what type of unit you play.
That's it.
Which is usually the most powerful, unless there's a big enough payoff, right? We see that in Hypercrypt, for example. I think that's a really good balance of detachment. Hypercrypt, balance, so to speak. It does give you a big payoff for playing the monolith, but then it has some stratagems that are good regardless. It is a bit too strong, so don't get me wrong. All right, now this PDF is a little bit unordered, so let's go right to the. Oh, what about the Tide War Shield line? No, let's maybe take a little bit of a break for a minute. I'm going to click the music. How are we going to do it? Oh, here we go. Do, and we'll be back just in a second. That's terrible. I apologize for this music. That was just a random one I clicked. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, God. All right, well, I'm stopping that. And we're back. Vic, I've been rambling on, so I'm going to give you an opportunity to go through some of these. Can you read it off the screen right now?
Yeah, man. No, that's all good. So
tell me about the lore. I want to learn who is this person as well.
Yeah, so basically, there's Commander Puretide is the top of the family tree here, the best Tau general there ever was. And Commander Puretide's two best disciples, pupils, one of them was Commander Shadowsun, who exemplifies Kauyon, the patient hunter. And the other one is Commander Farsight, who's the Mont'ka, the aggressive guy. And Commander Shadowsun's the first one here, and Commander Shadowsun is kind of one of the best commanders that the Tau have. Commander Farsight has left the Tau Empire and has gone off into his Farsight enclaves now. So Commander Shadowsun's still involved, and Commander Shadowsun is in a stealth battlesuit, so in a modified stealth battlesuit. She has lone operative, stealth, and she infiltrates, and she's got her iconic 2 fusion blasters. She's got slightly stronger fusion blasters. They're type of melter weapon, and it's strength 10 rather than strength 9. And 18-inch range as well, so they're quite good. Her main thing is that she gives a 6-inch aura of reroll 1s to hit, which is quite rare in 10th edition at the moment. And she also, interestingly, and it's kind of useful here, she has a drone, which is a war gear now, where she can, on a 5+ gain a CP when a friendly unit is targeted with a stratagem.
That's pretty good.
Actually really good.
Yeah.
So
she's also really -1 to wound as well.
On herself, yeah.
Yeah, and she can fall back, shoot, and charge. I guess her attack's terrible, but
she's 100 points at the moment. We don't have the updated points cost, but on all points she's 100 points, and she has pretty much the same data sheet. So expecting the similar kind of thing. Which is great.
That'd be really good. I feel like I would play that at 100 points. Infiltrator unit with lone op, and it gives you a reroll 1 aura, and you can farm CP off it.
Yeah,
that seems really good.
And she's got good anti-tank output as well. Great, great unit.
3+, 5+. Is that the common save characteristic now for battle suits?
It's a bit mix and match. Most of them don't even have an invulnerable save now, so it's usually 3+, but no invulnerable save.
Wow, okay, that's a big change, isn't it? Because I'm used to them having that 4-up invulnerable save.
Yeah, one of the Crisis battle suits still do. But yeah, it's a bit mishmash now. But I'm surprised she has a 5-up. I guess that's what she had before. But
6 wounds. But it's obviously stealth as well, so -1 to hit and -1 to wound. So can she be equipped with the Advanced Guardian drone? Oh, so she does get the Advanced Guardian drone and the command.
She gets both, yeah, exactly.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, she's solid. I think she's a good choice.
Yeah, can't go wrong. Kind of can't go wrong, right? Gives you an infiltrator, something like that. Pretty cool. And next one. This is the counterpart, so to speak, is it?
Yeah, so this is Commander Farsight. Commander Farsight basically found A couple of things wrong with the Tau Empire. One is that he realized the Ethereals are a little bit dodgy. They're kind of maybe mind controlling the Tau a little bit. He split off on his own and he found a sword, which is obviously taken over by a demon. And
Ah,
it's kind of influencing him a little bit. So
oh,
Commander
cool.
Farsight has got this massive sword, so he actually can punch okay in combat.
This comment's
Uh,
good.
it's all right. Yeah, it's not too bad, but he's got a few really good rules. Has the ability to make a stratagem 0 CP for the unit that he's leading, which is
Nice.
relevant. I mean, in the Mont'ka detachment, you saw there were 4 battle tactics. The auto advance 6 is, I think, the relevant one there. And
Yes,
then
you
because
don't actually have to be leading a unit as well. You could
yeah,
run him by himself, and you could just use it on himself.
you can run him solo. Yeah, he's. I
Yeah.
mean, he's only got 2 plasma rifle shots, so he's not the highest output
I
in
see.
terms of
Yeah.
shooting. But he does give his unit that he's leading +1 to wound within 9 inches, which is relevant.
Oof,
So I can
pretty
see people
spicy.
running him, to be honest.
I'm kind of liking the old Shadowsun over him, though. As like
Yeah,
a, I'm visiting it as a standalone unit though, so maybe I might be wrong there.
I
But
think Farsight is 90 points actually. It's quite
90
cheap.
points. That's pretty
Everything's
good.
cheap. Tau is so
Damn,
cheap.
dude. Holy, 90 points, and he's got melee as well.
Exactly.
Ah, run both of those. Damn, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, you can run them together.
That is sick. I like it how you cannot run ethereal units. Yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't
he
like that.
doesn't trust the
So
ethereals.
it cannot include Commander Farsight. Oh yeah, if you're, oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, cool. So oh, nice. It's a good start. I mean, those two seem good. Depending on
Mhm.
the point, obviously the points, but let's base off the points are going to be somewhat similar to the current points, I presume, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, commander in the so there's a few different commanders, right? And they have the different battle suit type. Is that correct?
Correct.
This
So
one's
we've
enforcer.
lost the commander in the crisis suit, which is the small battle suit. The commanders can only take the 2 special suits now. The
Okay.
enforcer suit is the bulky one. So he moves a
Yep.
little bit slower, but he's got a 2-up armor save, and he
Yep.
gives his unit basically armor of contempt all the time. So there you
Not bad.
reduce AP by 1 for his unit.
Yep.
He can still take 4 guns. So you can only take 1 cyclic iron blast, but you can take duplicates of the rest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the profile's gotten a little different. The plasma rifle used to be a 24-inch, strength 8 minus 3 damage. Now it's
Yep.
only 18 inches.
Okay.
And otherwise, I think it's pretty much the same across the board.
Missile pod though. Missile pod's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
712 at 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
The air bursting fragmenting projectors. This is the indirect version of the army, right? Or do they have other indirect as well? Do
They
they?
do. They have smart missiles as well. They have smart missiles and airburst fragmentation projectors.
Lovely.
But the airburst is pretty bad.
Okay, right. Yeah. The neighbors is kind of bad. Burst
I
cannon, not terrible as well. Yeah.
I think what you're very likely to see is probably 4 fusion blasters on this guy and the other commander. That's probably
Oof.
the go-to there.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe even something that synergizes well with your detachment ability, like lethal hits
Yeah,
and assault. Like the burst cannon's not terrible. 4 attacks there.
yeah, you could
But
lean into that.
yeah, interesting. Missile pod is I kind of like that. Now his abilities are you get AOC for your unit, and his war gear abilities. Can you take one of these, or can you take?
So no, if you take any of those, you have to reduce the number of guns you have by 1.
Oh, we don't like
yeah.
that.
No, we
No,
want
no. Give
guns.
me guns. Okay, cool. But you can take gun drones and shield drones as well, right? So you can get an
Correct.
additional wound, and you can probably a gun drone gives you assault, right?
Yeah, well, you can
It just
take
gives you more
duplicates
damage.
on the commander. So I
Oh,
expect most people would just go for 2 shield drones here and go up to 8
oh,
wounds.
really?
Mhm.
I like 2
Or
gun drones.
exactly, or if you're going for like really wide output,
Yeah,
you've got your retaliation cadre, you want the extra point of AP, extra point of strength, add 2 gun drones in there along with loads of burst cannons.
give me some gun drones. Yeah, interesting. Depends what other profiles you have, I suppose, right?
Yep.
Okay, Cadre Fireblade. What about this guy?
Yeah, so the cadre fireblade joins the breach team or strike team, which is your fire warriors, your standard battle line, and he
Okay.
basically gives them all +1 shot. He's very cheap. He's only, I
Wow.
think, 40 points, I'd say. So yeah, it's very powerful in a unit of breaches.
Wow. So just +1 shot,
Yeah.
and he's 40 points. So he basically has 10 shots with a gun.
Yes,
If
but
you look at the data sheet like that.
he also can take duplicates of drones. So he can take, for example, 2 gun drones. And you get loads of
40
shots.
points! Damn, that's pretty sick, man. For a 40-point model, he's got 10 shots and 2 Fireblade pulse rifles and 2 gun drones.
Yeah, all with
And
plus
whenever
1
he makes
shot.
it, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, because the gun drones get +1 shot.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's pretty sick. And Bliss skill
nice.
3 as well. Nice.
I'll let
Alright,
you
that's
read
pretty
the
good.
ethereal. I'll just be right back.
Ethereal. All right, what's up with this guy? 5 up, 5 up. 3 wounds. This is the guy that you can't take whatchamacallit with Farsight with, I presume. He's got Honor Stave, so he's useless. When you're leading a unit, you get 5 up, feel no pain. At the end of your command phase, roll 1d6, you get a CP on a 4+. Okay, that's interesting. He joins breaches and strike teams. So that's kind of interesting, though. Would you take it over the Cadre Fireblade? I don't know the points, but I'm assuming it's probably similar points. But I feel like you'd probably just focus on destroying your opponent at that rate. The bearer has the fly and the move characteristics of 10 inches. Okay, so you can run him by himself, I presume, but he can obviously be targeted as well. So I'm liking the old Cadre Fireblade over the Ethereal, if I'm being honest.
Oh, Cadre Fireblade
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can't take a Farsight if I play the Ethereal, so
What's the
that's
point?
that's negative points. Yeah. Okay, I don't know why they didn't group up the battle suits all together, but
Yeah, interesting.
Cold Star battle suit. What does this guy do? Vic?
This is the stronger one, in my opinion.
I've seen this one before, right? This is one that
yeah.
people used to run.
So I think for either going wide or going fusion blasters, I think the Cold Star is really, really good. He has a fair bit more movement. I think he moves 12
Yes.
inches, and he makes his unit move 12 inches as well.
Cool.
He can also take 4 weapons, but he has access to one slightly different weapon, which is
Ooh.
the high output burst cannon.
That's nice.
Yeah, which is a nicer profile than a normal.
Can you take 4 of those?
Oh, you can only take 1.
Ah.
But yeah, it's a unique weapon for him. The Cold Star battlesuit is basically designed to work in space. So it's quite cool.
Sweet. He seems pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, he's good.
The high outpost burst is nice. What was I going to say? Yeah, he gets one of these war gear options, but you have to sacrifice something obviously there as well, right? Yeah.
So I think if you're in Retaliation Cadre, you probably want to have Cold Stars because the 1 CP fire and fade on a 12-inch moving unit is a lot easier to use.
Retaliation Cadre is the battle suit
correct.
detachment. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I think you're likely to see 3 of these guys potentially, or 2 and an enforcer or something in that detachment.
Just the 3 up save for these guys now. So get a melter through, and he's gone.
Yeah, he's got to get through his bodyguards first. Oh, best unit in the book. Yeah. This is the best unit.
Okay, all right. Dark Striders. Infiltrate leaders scouts. Yeah, great combo.
He's a Pathfinder. Pathfinders are like the forward scouts of the Tau, and they are really good at marker lighting things. But importantly, he has the 12-inch no deep strike for a very cheap unit. I think he's 60 points.
So he infiltrates scouts and has a 12-inch bubble that you can't deep strike in. Okay, I just run him by himself.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's the thing. So I think first data sheet into every single army and just run him on his own.
He is an epic hero, so you can't run multiple, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But wow, that's quite good.
Very
anti 12-inch deep strike is really good.
So strong.
I mean, alone just Infiltrator and Scout 7 is very good anyway. Cool. Strike teams. This is one of the battle line units, is it?
Yeah, so this is your standard Fire Warriors with their pulse rifles, which is a longer range gun. It's a 30-inch range gun, which is one shot, 501. Yep. They've gained the ability now. They're OC2, and you get 10 in a unit. They're quite cheap, I think. They're like 75 or 80 points, something like that.
Cool.
And if you hit an enemy infantry unit, you give them -1 to hit. They're the worst out of the 2. The other battle line squad is much better.
Yeah. What is this stationary thing? If this remains stationary, you become equipped with a support turret weapon?
So basically, if you stay completely still, you can get a smart missile system, basically.
Not terrible, but not overwhelming, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, cool. Breacher team. Now, I will confess, I've heard things about these. They were previously very good, and we saw the iterations of Tau lists include more and more of these units. So if this unit is good, I feel like it is one of the defining units to make the book good, along with obviously Crisis suits, and then likewise maybe Riptide, something like that, right? So why don't you run me through these? Tell me why these things are so good.
So
they reroll wounds. That's good.
At 80 points, these guys are really pushed. They're probably one of the best units in the game, in my opinion.
Right.
They, for some reason, they're ballistic skill 3. They were in the index as well. But their ballistic skill 3 is still in the new codex, so it's not a typo. They basically have shotguns. They're 10 inches of range. They're assault, 6 -1, 1 damage with 2 attacks. Let's say 3 attacks with the Cadre Fireblade.
Yeah.
If you're guided, let's say by some Tetras, you're re-rolling all of your hits. You have lethal hits in Mont'ka. And then you're rerolling wounds if they're on an objective marker.
You get
And
you don't get sustained hits in Mont'ka, right? You're
no, you
lethal
don't.
and assault. Yeah, okay, cool.
And this unit is 80 points at the moment, so it's very strong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good. So you get
yeah,
30 shots because you join with a Cadre Fireblade, right?
yep,
30 shots, you reroll hits and wounds, and you have lethal hits.
yep.
And you're AP1, and you can get it to AP2 potentially, right?
Exactly. With the
Yeah.
Mont'ka detachment, you pick 2 units to get AP1 against a target.
Yes.
If your observer unit has a marker light, you're ignoring cover as well. It's brutal profile.
Right. So
Straight through custody.
these guys go in the Devilfish. Can you get a marker light on the Devilfish? Do we know? That'd be quite good.
Devilfish doesn't have a marker light, but the
Okay.
Devilfish at the moment is only 75 points. So this combo is 155 points.
That is pretty cheap. And if you're playing Mont'ka, you can then charge, and then you're probably disembarking, and then you're probably moving the Devilfish and then disembarking and shooting, right?
Yeah.
And then you could charge maybe later on, get OC3, which is pretty spicy as well, right?
Well, these guys can also just disembark from the Devilfish and advance with auto 6 and then shoot, so it's...
Oh, yeah, that's really nice too. So you're going to move guaranteed 15 inches from your Devilfish.
The Devilfish also, you can advance the Devilfish and still disembark, so you could auto advance the Devilfish 6 inches and then disembark these guys, so it starts to get a bit nutty.
God, could you imagine if the Devilfish actually had a small model, like how broken that would be?
Oh, thank God, it's huge.
Oh, thank God. Still really good though, man. Imagine Rapid Ingress with a Breacher team and Devilfish.
Oh, yeah, I think that's I think that's a great play, to have one Devilfish Rapid Ingressing.
That's going to be hard to deal with, because it's going to come in, guaranteed hit an objective with OC3. That's okay. Oh, is this new? Crisis Sunforged battle suits.
Yeah,
Next one. Is this Battle Line?
No, they're not battle line.
Okay. Right.
But you can basically take 3 different configurations of crisis suits. Before, there was only one data sheet, and you can take any combination of stuff you want.
Yeah.
They've split that into the 3 of the classic designs of battle suits. This one's called the Sunforge, and it's the anti-tank one. You've got the Fire Knife, which is kind of the long-range shooting, and then the Star Scythe, which is like the anti-infantry one. The Sunforge is quite good, actually.
Each time a range attack made by a model in this unit is allocated to a vehicle or monster, you can reroll the wound and you can reroll the damage roll. That is great, because melters are notoriously a little bit hard to wound with. How many melters do you get? You get 2 fusion blasters.
2 each.
2 shots. Okay.
So
they do move 10 though.
6 shots, and then your Cold Star Commander would have another 4. So you get 10 shots with the fusion blasters, rerolling to hit and wound.
3 up, 4 up.
Wound and damage.
3 up, 4 up on a 4 wound profile is pretty nice. I wonder what these guys costed at. That's not terrible.
Each of them will have 1 shield drone as well. So
so 5 wounds. Yeah, of course.
Each.
Pretty nice with a 4 up invuln, actually. It's an annoying profile to kill.
They're
very annoying profile, actually.
They're premium anti-tank. They're very, very good anti-tank.
Loves it. I quite like those guys for sure. Are we thinking these are going to be like, what, 50, 60 points a model or something?
Yeah, I think 160 is what it says at the back of the codex at the moment.
Cool. All right, the Crisis Fire Knife battlesuits. So these guys' ability is, each time this makes a ranged attack, reroll hit roll 1. Pretty nice. If targets unit that... if that attack targets a unit that is at its starting strength, you can reroll hit roll. That is nice. The good version of it for a change. If you're shooting something that's not damaged. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack, you can ignore any or all modifiers to hit roll. Okay, that's also good too. It is equipped with the weapon support, or you have to take the weapon support.
It comes with it.
Okay, nice. So it comes with both of those. That's pretty sweet. Sorry, the reason I ask is the Necron stuff. Like it used to have it here, and then you used to actually have to swap it out. So it's it's not always intuitive as to whether or not it comes with that by default. And these guys have got missile pods, which I kind of like. Or would they have a missile pod and a plasma?
Yeah, you can either take 1 of each or 2 of either of them.
That's pretty good. Kind of like these guys, but they're only a 3 up save though.
No invuln.
No invuln. The reroll full hit rolls pretty nice though.
Yeah, nice. You can play them at range, get a commander in there, you get 20 missile pod shots. It's not bad.
Yeah, and it's not locked to an objective to hit on actually, which is pretty sweet. Well, the Ballistic Skill 4 full rerolls is still 75%.
Well, you'd be hitting on 3s if you guided as well. And
that's true. And exploding 6s.
Your Tetras can give you rerolls to hit. Your Stealth Battlers can give you reroll 1s. Shadowsun can give you reroll 1s. So it's quite good.
And you can get to 7/2/2 ignore cover right if you're Marker Light, and then you can use a strat as well.
It's a good profile.
Not terrible, yeah. And the Crisis Star Scythe battle suits.
These are the cheapest ones.
Okay, the cheapest ones. The Tau Flamer. Okay,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
terrible. Burst cannon, not bad. Sorry, I'm saying that. To the people listening to the podcast, this is the third variant of the battle suit, the
Mhm.
new one, right, Vic?
Yep.
Now, these guys are the anti-infantry, so to speak. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack, improve the AP by 1. Excluding attacks that target vehicles or monsters, so anti-infantry, sort of. Improve the AP by 1. This unit is eligible to shoot in turn which it fell back. That's pretty good. Fall back and shoot is nice.
It's
They're the
nice.
cheapest ones you said, are they, Vic?
They are the cheapest ones, yeah. And you can imagine the combination with Retaliation Cadre. You
Yep.
deep strike within 3 with 3 of these guys plus a commander, like all
Yep.
flamers. So you got 6 flamers,
Yep.
10 flamers. You get +1 AP for the star sides rule, and then you get
Yep.
another +1 AP because you're within 6 inches. So you've got
Mm-hmm.
AP2 flamers. There you go.
Yep. Not
And
terrible.
strength 5. Not bad.
If they're cheap, I don't hate them. But you're comparing this to like breaches and stuff, right? So
Mhm.
it's actually quite hard.
The problem, that's a problem, isn't it? Comparing
Yeah,
anything to
yeah.
breaches.
I was going to say these 3 variants though seem quite good with rapid ingress as well because they've got a
Mhm.
nice move profile as well.
Yeah,
All right,
speaking about
stealth.
rapid ingress, here's a synergy with that.
All right, stealth battle suits. You want to run through these ones?
Yeah, so stealth battlesuits have loads of rules. They're really good now.
Yeah.
They're 60 points. They're infiltrators. You get 3 models in the unit. And when they act as observers, the unit that is being guided gets reroll 1s to hit and reroll
Yeah.
1s to wound.
Cool.
Also, you get a free homing beacon. So once per battle, you can use rapid ingress for free and set up a unit near you with rapid ingress, which is quite nice.
Wait, what? You can target another unit? No, wait, hold on. Homing beacon. Once per battle, you can use the rapid ingress ability stratagem for 0 CP. The target must be set up within 3 inches of the bearer's unit and not within 9. That's really good. Wow.
Really good. 60
Okay.
points for these guys. They're absolutely amazing.
And for an infiltrator unit as well, right?
Yeah, which are good observers as well. Reroll 1s to wound is really strong.
I like him. 3 up save too.
Yeah.
That's not bad. And they have a wait, what? They have a fusion blaster as well.
Yeah, they'll have 1 fusion blaster in the unit and then 2 burst cannons.
Okay, not
And
terrible.
then some drones as well.
Cool, man. With 2 of the following, so you could take 2 gun, you could take 2 shield.
Probably want to take one marker drone and then 1 of something else.
Nice. The list is kind of building itself, right? You have 1 unit battle suits, maybe. You have like 40 breaches. You have the other Dark Strider guy. Maybe some Sun Forgers.
Yeah.
Okay. The Ghost Kill. Now, this guy's been pretty good for a long time, I will say. Is he changed very much, Vic? Is he still really good?
He's absolutely identical. No changes here. He's still a lone up big battle suit.
Yep. I think obviously this guy's been good for quite a while, right? I'm lucky in guard that you just melt mine him and grenade him constantly and he dies. But for a lot of armies, really tough to deal with.
Absolutely.
All right, Kroot Tail Shaper. Oh, this is what I want to see, man. Give me the juice.
So there's 3 different kind of Kroot characters here, and they've been split up. The first one is the Trail Shaper, which I think is the strongest one, and it has a rule called Kroot Ambush here. So Kroot Ambush is after both players have deployed their armies and determined who has first turn. So this is after you know who has first turn. You can redeploy this model's unit and 1 other friendly Kroot unit.
Nice. And he infiltrates.
There is 1 Kroot unit that infiltrates, which is the Kroot Farstalkers.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
pretty powerful. I mean, that's
powerful.
that's pretty powerful. I mean, redeploy, infiltrate, and scout. That gives you potential for an in the swarm style list just off the bat, purely based on this guy, right?
Yeah. So the Kroot Farstalkers, which he can be attached to, is that plus him is probably one of the best combinations here.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be seen in a lot of lists, depending on points.
Oh, because you don't even have to be playing the Kroot detachment to play this guy.
Correct. You can just play him anyway.
Just play it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Yeah. So he can do a really nice move block.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking you had to play it in the Kroot detachment, of course, but no, he just has all his abilities, the abilities that you want.
Yeah.
You can select this one as in 1 other friendly Kroot unit. Okay, cool. So you could have 2 Kroot units or something like that.
Yeah, you got 2 units of Farstalkers or something. I think you can take 2.
He's not an epic hero as well. You can have 2 of these guys.
Yeah, I think you only need 1, really.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, damn, that's pretty good. Wow, that's a really powerful ability. Kroot War Shaper. This guy still has infiltrators, scouts, leader, scout 7 stealth.
Yeah, so this one punches a little bit harder.
What's the output on these bad boys?
Not much
Shaper
harder.
blade. Okay, terrible.
He's not much better.
Oh, he's got 4 attacks and weapon skill too. That's,
Yeah.
not bad, not bad.
Yeah, he's got a dart bow and a tri-blade.
Hell yeah. Like a
He's
dart bow.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really stretching.
So he's like the captain sort of guy you can target for a strategy.
He's the one that does a bit more damage, yeah.
Once per battle, starting your phase, you can select one enemy crew. Okay, yeah, okay. Unbattle shocker unit for those listening.
Which is quite good. For the
yeah.
Kroot detachment, it's quite good. Just to make sure you can use the stratagems, the bring this unit back thing.
Yeah, the respawn. Yeah, good point actually. Because they are leadership 7 on these guys mostly.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
It's all right.
The Kroot Flesh Shaper. Or while you're leading a unit, melee weapons in that. Okay, melee weapons get sustained 1. Okay, that's a little bit underwhelming. While you're leading a unit, models in the unit have a 6-up feel no pain. If that unit destroys 1 or more enemy units in the fight phase, get a 5-up feel no pain. That seems terrible.
I mean 5-up invul and 5-up feel no pain in the Kroot detachment. I think those 2 Kroot shapers you probably won't see outside.
That's if you destroy a unit in the fight phase.
Oh yeah, it's happening.
Okay. Okay. Kroot Lone Spear. This guy's pretty cool.
This is a new model.
Got the Blast Javelin. Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, this is pretty good.
Someone needs to give that gun to the Tau. I don't know why this guy stole this gun and why it's like a little javelin.
So this guy is a new character. He is Lone Operative, Scout 7, and Stealth. That's pretty nice. Moves 12. He's got a Blast Javelin, guys, which is Assault Blast, 18-inch range, D6 attacks, with ballistic 4, strength 10, -2, damage 2. He's got a Kroot Long Gun, which can he have both of them?
Yeah,
Kroot Long Gun can be replaced with the Blast Javelin.
Oh, no.
No, but so you either have the Kroot Long Gun or the Blast Javelin. The Kroot Long Gun is heavy precision sniper rifle, which you're never going to take because you're always going to take the Blast Javelin. And he's got some, a little bit of melee and stuff like that too. This guy doesn't see that bad. Depends on his points. Each time this model makes a ranged attack that targets the enemy unit, until the end of the turn, each time another Kroot unit from your army makes an attack that targets the enemy unit, you can reroll the hit roll. I mean, that's fantastic. In your shooting phase, after this model has shot, if it is not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, it can make a normal move up to 6. If it does, it cannot charge. This guy's pretty good.
He's good, yeah. Take 3 of them.
Would you? Yeah, if you're playing the Kroot, would you play him in a normal list? Maybe, right? Lone Op.
I mean, just take Shadowsun. It's going to be similar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good point. Yeah. That's a good point. And he's got a 5-up save as well. Well, he's Lone Operative, which is the main thing. All right, Kroot Carnivores. Is this the main? These comprise the main type of Kroot boys?
Yeah, just the battle line, these ones.
So the battle line boys, they have got terrible melee. They Scout 7 and are Stealth, which is not bad, but they have a 6+ save. So, not fantastic. If you're a 20-man, you can equip 2 leaders with it, which is what you're going to need. They stick you an objective at the start of the phase as well.
That's very relevant, to be honest. I think you could run one of these in your normal Tau detachments.
Yeah, and just stick your home field objective.
Or Scout 7 and sticky 2 on one of those missions.
Yes, or try and sticky the middle one, for example.
Correct. Yeah, the middle one and your home one.
Yep. Yeah, nice. Don't hate them. Okay, interesting. The Krootox Riders. They have a repeater cannon, which is like a auto cannon. It's two shots, rapid fire 2, so it's probably 4 shots, 7-1-2, not terrible. Or they can have the Tangle Cannon, which is blast heavy, D6 +1, 6-0-1. So you're probably playing that repeater cannon. I take it, right?
They're pretty rubbish. Gosh,
not good. Once per turn, your opponent's shooting phase. While an enemy Kroot infantry unit is within 6 of this unit, is selected to be a target of attack. 1 unit from your opponent's side making use this ability. If it does, until your opponent has finished its attacks. That unit within this ability can shoot as if we were shooting phase, but when resolve attacks, it can only target the enemy unit. So
you can basically shoot back.
If the Krootox unit is within 6 inches of another Kroot unit getting shot, that Kroot unit getting shot can then shoot back. They are not infantry themselves, though, right? So they do not shoot back naturally for themselves. Interesting. That seems terrible. Unfortunately, Krootox Rampages. Here we go. This is
new. This is a new unit as well. This is the one everyone's excited about.
Come on. Probably busted.
Oh no.
Okay, they've got. So this is a bit of a melee orientated list for those melee orientated ones for those listening. I will mention that all the Kroot have Scout 7. That's nice. Pretty good. Okay, so this is the Krootox Rampages. 5 wounds, 5+ save, toughness 6, move 7 with a Scout 7. They've got a pretty average pistol assault ranged weapon, though, which is obviously good for doing actions.
Mhm.
And then so it's probably the best ranged weapon you could have that's irrelevant in the game.
Mhm.
They've got a melee weapon that has lance at 3 attacks, 4/1/1. And then they've got a melee weapon that doesn't have lance, extra attacks, sustained 1 at 6/1/2. Not terrible. And
Cool.
each time they end a charge, select an enemy unit within engagement range of it, and then roll 1d6 for each model in this unit that's with engagement range on. For each 4+, that enemy unit suffers d3 mortals. If one or more enemy models were destroyed as a result, they may take a battle shock test. That's not terrible. Totally depends on the points, though, I think, right?
How far do they move? I can't quite see it.
Move 7. So
7, and they're
not
mounted.
terrible. They're mounted. That's true. So you're going to need to rapid these guys, probably, right? Other than that, if their model looks quite large as well, so that's going to be tough. Yeah, you're right. A mounted unit that isn't super fast and has a 5-up save is going to get asked to get wiped off the board. 5
If they're
wounds, though.
super cheap, then it's great. But if they're not,
OC2, 5 wounds. Yeah, okay. Totally depends on the points. Yeah, because by itself, its model and mounted keyword are not fantastic. But you can respawn them, I suppose, right? Can you?
I think that's just the infantry.
Okay, infantry only, cool. Kroot Hounds, these guys have been good for a while, right? Mainly because they're just so cheap, aren't they? OC0. They don't have a ranged weapon, which means that can they do actions? I'm not sure. At the start of your command phase, if this is within 6 inches of one or more friendly Kroot infantry units, eligible to declare a charge when turn which it advance. Okay, so this unit can advance and charge, so they can advance and charge, not your other Kroot units. While this unit is within 12 or more inches of one Kroot character, improve the OC of it by 1. So they effectively OC 1. This might not be terrible.
Interestingly, because they're so fast, right? They move 12 inches. The Scout 7, they can do actions like Nurglings. And, you know the detachment where you get +1 OC on an objective?
Yes.
Yeah, even if you're at 0, you go up to +1. Even if you're battle shocked, you still get +1. The way modifiers work, so they're quite cool.
And they effectively move 19 inches, so you could block someone in turn 1.
If there's still 40 points for 5 of them, amazing.
Yeah. Love it. Kroot Carnivores. Okay, there's... Oh, have we? Oh, I think this is just duplicated. We've already covered that. I was going to say, how many Kroot things are there? Kroot Farstalk. I remember you saying this guy is probably good, right?
This one's good. This unit's good.
This is an infantry Kroot unit that's not battle line. Okay, cool. So this is, if you're going to spam something, it's probably these guys by the look of their data sheet. Okay, they're a squad of up to 10?
Yeah, 11 models.
Yeah. Okay.
9 normal guys, 1 kind of like leader.
Okay, so they've got a couple of Kroot Hounds. So that's got a mixed unit composition here. At the beginning of the start of the battle, select one enemy unit from within your opponent's. Select one unit from your opponent's army. Each time a model on this unit makes an attack, you get lethal hits and precision ability. Okay, not terrible. Lethal hits is nice, obviously, and they ignore cover as well. Okay, not terrible. They move 12 on the Kroot Hounds, 7 on the normal guys. Oh, they infiltrate as well.
They infiltrate. So this is the one you attach that guy who you redeploy into.
Oh,
so you could take 2 units of these and 1 of those characters, and you redeploy both of them after you find out who goes first with the infiltrate rule. Very strong.
Cool. That's pretty sweet. Do they have any good output, Vic? They've got a bunch of different stuff. Man. Nothing looks crazy good here.
No, it's just move blocking, as long as they're cheap.
Man, that's really powerful. To be able to slot that into any army, of any detachment is really good, though, right?
Yeah.
I think you could always play one of those. Cool. Piranhas, I don't know why these guys are so cheap. 7 wounds, toughness 7, 4-up save. Scout 9.
55 points. Scout 9, they're really
They
good.
look exactly the same?
Yeah, identical.
Yeah. OC2, an enemy unit has to take battle shock test.
Yep, they come with 2 Seeker missiles as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah, the Seeker missiles are basically better hunter-killer missiles, and you get 2 of them. That's nice. Yeah. Could see that as a one-off for sure. But I could see not actually playing any of these, actually, weirdly enough. Because it looks like you've got enough forward board presence anyway, with the amount of infiltrators and good stuff you've got.
Yeah, interestingly, against Guard, it's quite powerful just making people take battle shocks and things.
For sure. You could block the reinforcements if you force battle shocks with them. Yeah. Broadsides. Pretty iconic unit for Tau, right? Have they changed?
Oh, these are battle suits as well. Yeah. They have.
You could 3-inch deep striker broadside.
But they're amazing. Broadsides.
Really? What makes a broadside
in my opinion, they're amazing. So the main thing is if you count the amount of damage. So let's say you're in the Mont'ka detachment, you've got these high yield missile pods. So that's 6 shots, 7-1-2 with twin link.
Yep.
And then you'll have 2 missile drones. That's another 4 shots, let's say. from each
Wow.
broadside. You have a unit of 3 of these guys, so just multiply everything by 3. Then
Yep.
you have a twin smart missile system on each one, so that's another 12 shots of indirect
Yep.
fire in the unit. And then you could take a seeker missile as well. So that's 3 more seeker missile shots. So you just have a
Yep.
million shots on this unit.
Nice.
It synchronizes really well with the +1 AP, the lethal hits, and most importantly, you can advance and shoot now in Mont'ka with the auto
Yes,
advance
and
6.
you know what is great on these guys
Mhm.
is the Scout Move 6
Scout 6, yeah.
enhancement. That's really nice, and you can flat advance 6, right?
Yeah, and they're
So
surprisingly tanky as well. 2-up
yeah,
save, 4-up feel no pain against mortals,
and
8
8
wounds.
wounds. Wow,
Mhm.
that's really nice. So even though you can Scout 6, you probably can only move 5 inches. I take it right,
If you
but
scout 6, but then you can advance, right? So you can
yeah. Oh yeah, but I'm
turn.
saying with the Scout 6 enhancement, you can probably still only move 5 inches because the move characteristic is 5.
True. I think you might be right.
But even
Maybe.
if that's the case, you move 5, and then
Yeah.
you can move 11 and shoot. So 16 inches, as opposed to previously having to start these on the board. Like there are some UKTC positions where pre-gaming 5 inches gets you into the semi-forward rune. Man, they seem good with their enhancement for
I think they
Scout
actually
Move.
do move the full 6, to be honest. I don't
You
think
think
it's
so?
up to your movement characteristic.
Yeah. Let us know down in the comments because I never do that enough. But yeah, that's cool. Like it. I mean,
Great, yeah.
obviously, broadsides being slow has been the worst part about them for a long
Exactly.
time, right?
They're 90 points each, so they aren't cheap.
Okay, 90 points, but there are
yeah.
8 wounds at a 2-up save. Yeah. Toughness is 6. Weirdly enough, their toughness is not particularly high, but I mean, 8 wounds at a 2+ save is pretty nice in general. Nice. Riptides. These guys have been good for, a pretty iconic unit as well. Like, if I know it, it's probably an iconic unit. Good, bad, ugly? What do you think, Vic?
I think they're still solid. It depends on the points. If they're what they are at the moment, it's like 165 or something. Actually,
Yeah.
very good profile for the points.
Okay.
14 wounds, 2-up, 4-up. They can fall back and shoot. They have an okay gun. I mean, it's still low strength.
But
Ion
you're going to be
Blo-
able to get assault and lethal hits on these guys, right? So
Yeah, they're fast. They're
yeah.
OC4 as well, so they're quite good. So I can see people
Yeah.
running 2 or 3 of these.
You can even scout move with these guys, maybe scout move
Yeah,
6,
and
move
they're quite
16, and then
fast anyway.
yeah. But you can move 22 inches with these guys with the auto advance strat, right?
The big letdown for them is their output just is kind of like quite mediocre. But if you have enough of them shooting, they kind of create a little skew in your army with a lot of tough stuff.
Yeah.
Because you get a lot of value for your points.
A lot of backbone. OC4 is kind of nice too.
Yeah, really good.
Reasonably high OC value. Nice.
And
So
they look
Riptides,
cool as well.
good as well. Yeah, they do look cool. Hammerhead Gunship. This is kind of blurry, but has this changed them very much at all? It's got the big hammerhead gun, I take it still.
This has changed a little bit. So it's now got +1 to hit versus monsters and vehicles. I think it didn't have that before.
That's nice.
It still has its 1 reroll. And
you can reroll a hit, wound, or hit or wound roll, yeah.
At the moment, it's 130 points, which is extremely cheap. It's 14 wound for T10 vehicle.
Wow.
And the railgun is great. It's strength 20 -5 and D6 +6 damage.
Yeah. Take that, Land Raider.
Yeah, it comes with 2 seeker missiles and 2 smart missile systems as well. So you get a good amount of indirect fire and a lot of anti-tank.
Wow. I would play that for 130 points.
Me too.
Yeah, that seems good.
I prefer that to the Riptide, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be a little bit more reliable into the targets you do want it into, right? Nice. I like it. Skyray Gunship?
It got a little bit of a buff here, the Skyray. Its Seeker Missile rack is flat 3 shots, which I think it was before. But against targets that fly, you reroll the hit roll.
Nice.
And you can still reroll 1 of your wound rolls. But yeah, the Seeker Missile rack is good. 3 shots at 14-3, D6 +1.
Maybe decent into Catan as well.
It's a shame it can't also take 2 Seeker Missiles. That would be great.
Yes. The Seeker Missiles are really strong. A Devilfish even has Seeker Missile. Wow, everything has Seeker Missiles.
The Devilfish is nuts because the Devilfish is 75 points. Look at this profile for 75 points, Dave.
This is the same as a Chimera, basically, as well, right? So, but it's got the key rule. So it moves 12, toughness 9, 13 wounds, which is nice. And it has the key rule where you can disembark after it has advanced. Which is really, really good. It doesn't have firing deck, so okay, not too crazy, but does it have relevant guns though?
Yeah,
it has 2 twin pulse carbines,
which become smart missiles probably.
Oh yeah, okay. So you got a little bit of indirect fire there, not bad. And then it's also got an accelerated burst cannon, which is strength. Well, within its 18-inch range, 611, which is pretty solid. But then don't tell me it's got two. It has two Seeker missiles for some reason.
Yeah, it
Okay,
does.
that's pretty good for 75 points, and it can hold 10 guys, obviously, right? So. Yeah, nice. I mean, like we said before, the only thing that lets these models down typically is the fact that they're very large,
They're
right?
huge,
Which is the
yeah.
only way it is kind of balanced, isn't it?
Exactly.
Okay, the aircraft. Let's skip past the aircraft. Is there
Yeah, we
anything
don't
good
need
there?
that. Nothing.
Yeah.
The storm surge isn't special.
Storm
Nothing.
Surge? Nah. But the Tide Wheel Shield line? No. Hopefully it's terrible.
This doesn't do anything.
This is a Tide Wheel gun rig. That sounds terrible as well. Does it have the
It's
fortification
cool.
keyword? Probably.
It has a railgun. That's cool.
Yo, what the fuck? The Supremacy Railgun. Hell yeah, dude. It's a fortification. Firing Dick 11. What the? Okay, that's a weird model. And that's kind of it. So, I mean, Vic, what are your thoughts on some of the key units? Like for that, if a listener is listening and has gotten this far, what would you be expecting to see on the table, and what do you really need to look out for in terms of okay, these are the key threats.
I think you've got to build around the breaches and the devilfish. The breaches being OC2 gives a lot of primary denial and high output, and they're cheap, and they're playing out of transports, and you can take up to 6 units of them. So it's going to be the backbone of most of these Tau armies. In terms of battlesuit support, I mean, I think you're going to see some broadsides. You're also going to see some Sunforged battlesuits, and you're probably going to see some Riptides as well.
Cool.
And then outside of that, it's going to be interesting to see what people come up with in the other detachments. But mainly breaches, broadside, and Sunforged battlesuits, I think, is what's going to be the key.
Nice. You're big on the Sunforged battlesuit. Love it.
I think those are the best ones. They're quite good, and direct anti-tank is always useful in any meta, especially when the breaches give you so much volume of fire. Then having really good anti-tank is brilliant.
Yeah, I like the combination of having breacher and then maybe like one hammerhead, a couple of broadsides. Doesn't sound like you could be going wrong. You got the infiltrate guy that can redeploy. That seems really good as well. Really cool.
Pathfinders here. I mean, Pathfinders are probably one of the best data sheets in this book. With the infiltrate scout move, double marker light, and it's a 10-man unit. They're brilliant unit. Amazing.
Awesome. So yeah, what are some of the things that Tau struggle with? I can imagine if you're playing Mont'ka, you might struggle with a list that can hunker down on 2 objectives behind a closed ruin, and might be tough breaching that. Well, breaches, but like that could be maybe a bit tough. Do you think Mont'ka is going to struggle if you go to past turn 3 and you haven't really done as much damage as you would have hoped?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, they've now got the advantage that they do have the auto 6 advance, so you could move the devilfish 18 inches and then disembark your breaches, which might help them get around walls a little bit. But you're right, that is always the challenge. If your breaches can't reach a target behind the wall, what are you going to do about that target? Nothing.
And bring it down, obviously being the core part of beating Tau, bring it down in homers. That's going to be an interesting way. Can you build lists that don't give up bring it down? It seems like on paper you can, because you're not taking as many crisis suits.
Yeah, you could possibly go under, but the tetras are still amazing. 80 points for 2 tetras, which give you full reroll to hit. You're probably still going to see those. That adds up to the bring it down count. And obviously devilfish and hammerheads and riptides, they're all lots of bring it down points.
Yeah, nice, awesome. Well, I've learned a lot, and actually, so I'm playing a lot of guard. Well, I've played. I'm not really practicing much. I'm literally only playing tournaments. But I'm looking at a new army to maybe get into. And for me, it's between Orcs, Tau, and Thousand Suns. So Tau is an army I don't own, but our teammates have big collections of them. So I'm thinking I might start practicing a little bit of Tau. They seem cool. Guns are awesome. Shoot your opponent. Vehicle tanks. Seems like a bit of an upgrade from guard, just no indirect. But gonna get my Kroot going, respawning some Kroot. But probably not. I'm probably gonna start with Mont'ka. That seems really awesome. Seems like a great place to start. Yeah, nice, amazing. Awesome. There we go. Episode 49. An idiot and a good player reads the Tau Codex. Hopefully I can become good. Channel my inner
Commander Puretide.
That's Commander Puretide, yeah. But is it Shadowsun? Shadowsun the Mont'ka one?
No, that's Farsight.
Oh, okay. Well,
this one,
the red one. There we go. I'm going to be playing some Farsight. There we go.
Let's go.
Thanks everyone for listening. We did a morning and afternoon episode here. So if you're listening to them back to back, it's been great having you. Hopefully you learned a little bit of something. I learned a lot. So thanks very much for listening. And episode 50, maybe we'll do something a bit different. Maybe even a game between Vic and I or something like that.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Episode 50. There we go. Fireside Podcast signing off. If you're a new listener, thanks for listening, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm god. Thanks, guys.
Enjoy, guys. Take care.